Okay. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Because I'm back. We're back. Both of us. Hi.
Hello.
You are listening to the Infinite Scale podcast. I am William Chandler, joined as always by Chris Crossley. We're here
So,
today. So, we are here today to talk about video games, which I know is different for us. It's a big deal. Did you play some games in 2022?
yeah, I did.
I
I was
didn't.
gaming. Yeah.
No, I did. And we will talk about those because I think the truth of the matter is we are still playing some games from 2022 as we after this we will probably play some games from 2022. I think there will be some time in the podcast to talk about 2022 games sort of individually, maybe like we did God of War, but I did not play the huge volume of games that I normally play. Um, and that gave me an idea. You know what year I did play a lot of video games?
Uh, 2021.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Yeah, at least more. I mean, not a lot, but more than in 2022.
Yeah.
But even more than that was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
In 2012, I played a lot of video games. Probably some of the most video games ever. I mean, I don't know. I mean, at that time, I feel like late high school, early college, I was like maxing out game time,
Yeah.
Um, and it was
I
like,
definitely realized when I was looking at that year, it was a very interesting time of my life and definitely a time I was playing a lot of video games, but it's the year I moved to Florida, like of my own volition.
really?
So yeah, so the like beginning of that year, I guess, we would have been all gaming together while I was like in an apartment by myself in Alabama, and we'd all be like in
Hmm.
Skype or something. And then
Yeah.
further in that year with other stuff, we're all in Panama City. And I remember us like playing some of these things like all together in B Paul's room. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like it's funny to see such a timeline just through the games I played because I remember where I was when I played them.
For sure.
But yeah, I was like, oh shit, this is the year I, said fuck Alabama. Hello, Florida.
This is
A lot of good
all
games though.
this is all an interesting lead in to a decision that I made yesterday, where instead of doing a games of the year of 2022, we were gonna stack rank our 10 favorite games of 2012 through intense debate. Which I say that jokingly because realistically, we're probably gonna agree on most of the shit. Um,
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm it's there will be some hot points, I'm sure, but here,
Yeah, I
so
got some weird ones here.
I'm gonna share. So maybe this is, I don't know if this makes sense, maybe this is the best way to do this. I feel like I'm just gonna share this Google Doc I have open,
Oh, okay.
uh and we'll read through all of the ones that I have listed, and then you can tell me if I'm missing something.
Oh, okay.
Because I went through the list of every game that released that year and
Yeah.
wrote down the ones that definitely just really, you know what I mean? Like there were a lot of problem with Wikipedia as a resource is that it will just list a game that came out that year and not like a game that came out for the first time that year, if that makes sense. So like it'll be
Yeah,
like,
that's the only thing that may be an issue about my list is I
okay.
didn't necessarily double check that, but I think I did briefly, like, because it would say the platform it came out on. So I think I remember,
Yep.
what was an original release and what wasn't, but there might be a few things.
Okay, I just sent you that Google Doc.
Yes. Oh, this is so okay. Wow,
This
Guild
is in
Wars 2 is that year?
this is in no particular order.
Okay.
Yeah, Guild Wars 2 was that year. Yeah.
Wow. Damn. That honorable mention, or I guess since it's on your list, it can just stay.
Well, this is
Damn,
all
Journey
of them.
as well? How
This
did I
is-
miss?
This is everything. I mean,
some
this
of
is
these?
every game that came out that year that is somewhat that I think is somewhat decent anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can kind of whittle this down. As
Okay,
we
so
go.
you got a lot of hits.
Yeah.
And so there's even a lot of these. Oh, that's funny. Okay. There's even a lot of these that I took off mine because I was trying to chisel it down to 10,
Okay. We could talk
But-
about this.
Yeah. That I definitely still have some that are missing.
Okay, I'm gonna read through the full list I have here, and then
Yeah.
and then we can start to chip away, until we have a smaller list that we can really work around. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, up top here. Okay, just in no particular order. This is just as I saw them on the list. Persona 4 Golden, 2012 game, PS Vita. And my first time playing Persona 4. I did not play the PS2 version.
Oh, okay.
So
I didn't realize there was a PS2 version.
Yeah, because in Japan at the time, the PS2 was still the primary platform when Persona 4 came out. So this was basically a remake to try to recapture some of that missing player base. So Persona 4 Golden, Mark of the Ninja, Mass Effect 3, Journey, Fire Emblem Awakening, Dishonored, Borderlands 2, Far Cry 3, Guild Wars 2, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Final Fantasy 13-2, Soul Calibur 5, The Darkness 2, Syndicate, Binary Domain, Xenoblade Chronicles, Fez, Prototype 2, Sniper Elite V2, lots of 2s on here.
Yeah.
Diablo 3, Max Payne 3,
A lot of 3s as well.
Dragon's Dogma, Gravity Rush, Spec Ops The Line, The Secret World, Sleeping Dogs, Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which is, it hurt me to acknowledge that came out that year.
Yes.
That game seems a lot older in my head. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition.
So does that game, honestly.
I know, yeah, it's fucked up. But I mean, to be fair, Dark Souls came out the year before, technically. But I had played a little bit of the 360 version, but I actually hadn't bought Dark Souls until Prepare to Die Edition on the PC, which ended up being kind of a mistake on its own because that game fucking was trash in terms of the port quality. I put Black Mesa and then parentheses LOL because
that was on my list originally too, and I took it off because I wasn't sure if that counted, but that's a really good release, and it happened that year. So.
It is, but it was only like the first few chapters of, and
that's
then
true.
It took them about 10 years to fucking finish the rest. So
that's true. But that was an awesome experience.
It was crazy. I mean, I played it the day it was, and that was back when it was just a mod, I think, right? They hadn't started charging for it yet. I'm actually not sure about that, but
I remember it being free for sure, but it wasn't like a mod. It was like on Steam. Like Steam was definitely like they obviously were cool about it.
Yeah,
at least it seemed that way.
No, yeah, they like it. They definitely. I think it's officially sanctioned by Valve.
Yeah, but it was like its own thing on the store on Steam, and I remember thinking that was really weird because I thought it was, I thought it was a mod when B-Paul was like telling me about it.
And at a certain point they started charging for it, but I don't remember exactly when that was.
Oh, okay.
But Torchlight 2, World of Warcraft: Mists of Pandaria, Resident Evil 6, Forza Horizon, the first one, which is fucking crazy because now there's like 6 of them. Assassin's Creed 3, Halo 4, Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Darksiders 2, Hitman Absolution, and PlanetSide 2.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games.
Yes.
And these are just the ones that I played. I mean,
right, yeah.
If I hadn't played it, I didn't put it on here. But
I played a lot of these too, and a lot of these were on my list as well. And then honestly, some of the ones that weren't, I just didn't even realize were on the list. Like I must have somehow glazed over them. Like Fire Emblem, I didn't see that. Journey, I didn't see that. XCOM, I didn't see that. Guild Wars 2, I didn't see that, and those would have all probably been on my list as well. But
yeah, a lot of games came out that year. A lot of games that I had forgotten came out that year. Actually, came out that year. Like, I mean, it was shocking. So, looking at this list, we could tackle this in a few ways. I figure probably the easiest way, we want to talk a little bit about every game. So, like a little bit. We don't have to go into a full discussion about it, but we could start cutting stuff, I think.
Yeah.
So, what's something you feel like you want to cut from the list?
I don't know what Mark of the Ninja is.
Really?
So I have no opinion.
Okay. I don't know if it's going to make the list. We could kind of move it down.
Is it? I mean, I've literally never heard of that.
So Mark of the Ninja. How
good could it be, Chandler?
Mark of the Ninja has a 91 on Metacritic.
Yeah, did you and one other guy play it? You're like the 100.
Let me give you some of these hits
like 90.
Here. OneUp.com, because that existed back then, gave it a 9 out of 10. Edge gave it an 8 out of 10. EGM gave it a 9 out of 10. Eurogamer gave it a 9 out of 10. G4, because that apparently existed then, gave it a 5 out of 5. Game Informer gave it a 9 out of 10. Game Revolution, 4.5 out of 5. GameSpot, 8.5.
All right, what the fuck is Mark of the
Giant Bomb, 5 stars. IGN, 9 out of 10. So Mark of the Ninja...
Well, why isn't there a second one, huh?
It's true. There isn't. Clay Entertainment. Canadians, I believe. They made... Clay is most famous, I think, other than Mark of the Ninja. I think they're most famous for Don't Starve. They made Invisible Ink. They made N+.
Okay.
They made
N+
Oxygen Not Included, which I think people like, but I didn't play.
Yeah.
Most recently, Griftlands is their
okay.
game. So a lot of pedigree. People really like Clay. And Mark of the Ninja is probably my favorite game from them. They also made Shank 1 and 2, which I didn't play, but people liked, I remember.
Okay.
So really good game.
Played this, but I am a fan of their other games, so it's funny that I missed this one.
It's a good stealth action game for sure.
Cool.
I think there are definitely worse games on this list, but maybe I'll move it down for now, and we'll see what we end up with. I'll put it in a separate list down here.
Yeah. That's fine.
Okay. Mark of the Ninja. I think.
I'm
gonna go low hanging fruit here. I'm gonna cut The Secret World.
I've never heard of that either. That's
okay.
I think those are the only two things on the list. I don't know what they are.
The Secret World is an MMO.
Okay, great.
And it was a big deal. I remember what lead up to
Oh,
its release, it was a big deal. It's an extremely supposedly story driven action MMO that is like it's like a shooter. It's like an action game almost. It really I can't explain it, but like, 2012 was still the time when MMOs were like such a huge genre. Like I don't know if you ever felt this
yeah.
way, but I used to be one of those people who would like scour the MMO websites, like seeing what was coming, just because the idea of recapturing that high of like World of Warcraft or Star Wars Galaxies
Yeah.
or Guild Wars 1 or Ragnarok
Yeah.
Online, any of those that I had played that I loved, I was like, I need that high again. The Secret World was one of the games that got caught up in the hype machine and then came out and wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So,
but it made it to the list.
it made it to the list because I needed to talk about it. Because honestly, until I saw its name in the 2012 games that released, I had completely forgotten about it. So
fair enough.
We'll delete
funny.
that. That's we're going. Goodbye, Secret World. Okay, go ahead.
Honestly, I mean, is Borderlands 2 that great?
Jesus, man. This guy's
like,
going
I like
wild.
it, but I think I like 1 and 3 like infinitely more.
Really? Man, I couldn't stand 3.
But you could stand 2?
I mean, I actually, to be honest with you, I think I finished 2, but I didn't play any of the DLC or anything. But
yeah,
I did at least finish 2. I enjoyed it. I mean, 1 is the best, I think.
I
2
think 3 is the best.
Holy shit. That's just crazy. I've never heard anything like this
so
before.
Good.
Holy
I think 1 was the best until 3 came out.
Oh my god.
I think 2 and the pre-sequel are all right. Like, I think they should exist. Like, Borderlands was fun, so they should have kept making games. So 2 and pre-sequel needed to happen for 3 to happen, which is like just the natural evolution of the game design finally led to something good.
I think you're insane, but you're making me want to play more Borderlands 3 because I gave that game maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours.
Dude, no, you got to keep going. You have to unlock, more skills and really get the blood flowing.
Do I own that game somewhere? I actually don't even know.
If you somehow own it on PlayStation or are willing to like go pick up the PS4 version for like a few dollars, probably.
I have it on Steam.
GameStop. Okay.
According to this, I played it for 5.1 hours. So
that's not bad. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'll give it a shot. But that game come out in 2020?
I think it was 2019 because I played it before I moved to Oregon.
Okay, apparently I played it last in 2020, which is weird to think about.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
So wait, Borderlands. I mean, I think Borderlands 2 is weaker than 1, certainly. But
yes,
it is I mean, that's like everyone's favorite. Like Borderlands 2 is like the game. I feel like it's like the Empire Strikes Back of Borderlands. Like everyone talks about it like they love it so much. So, I mean, this is our list. We can do whatever we want. I'm just saying it. I'm surprised that you have this opinion.
I mean, I really like the game, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, and at least from what I kind of thought based off of people I had talked to over the years, I don't know. The game didn't interest me at the time, like at all. And I can't tell you how many times I like started Borderlands 2 and then got through like the first area, I guess, or
Oh,
first like
I
I
think
don't
we
know,
did this
hour.
actually.
I've done this with many people.
Yeah,
And I know many people that have like done this
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Where they just kind of get through the beginning and then don't keep going.
For me, it was
And
always the first couple times I tried to play through it. You know, when you're on the train and then it derails and you have that big boss fight.
I think
With
so.
I think what's the robot's name? Like Siegfried or something. I don't know. Fucking something like
Yeah. Yeah.
ridiculous. Um, I always got there. I got there like twice with two different groups of people and then quit both times. I can't explain it. I would beat that boss and then we'd see that there was a lot more game to go and we'd just be like, all right, that's enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, you know what? Let's move it down. I mean, the fact that it wouldn't even make a top 10 is pretty crazy because I
I
think
had it on like my list while I was chiseling down, and I
okay.
just was thinking about it, and I was like, I didn't even play this game until like right before 3 came out.
Hmm.
I it took me that long to get into it, and I tried multiple times. I was like, so
Okay.
I like the game a lot, genuinely, but I didn't really play it that year. And so many other games on my like list, I played a fuck ton that year. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
that's I guess how I was looking at it. I do think it's good though, but
Okay.
yeah,
We'll move it down for now. Um, I think Soul Calibur 5 should not be on the list.
yeah. I agree. It was on mine at first, and then I took it off. I
Uh,
did really like that game.
yeah. I remember enjoying it. I'm trying to remember what the cover art was.
Yeah, I can't
Uh,
remember. I just remember that was the first one that I like it, and it might even be the first one to have this, but it was the first one I really got into the character creation
I think it was the
stuff.
first one that had that. Yeah.
Dude, and I mean, what a revolution, because just
Yeah.
being able to make literally anything, give it the move set of any of the characters that existed, it's
Yeah.
just such a treat. Like I feel like every fighting game should do that. Just let me make something and then give it the move set,
It had
whatever I
Ezio.
want.
It had Ezio Auditore in it.
Yeah, nice.
Um, yeah, I think I've enjoyed each subsequent Soul Calibur game less and less. I think 5 was probably actually the last one that I did play.
Yeah.
Over the years, I think Soul Edge is amazing, and then Soul Calibur is even better, and then after that, it was all downhill. But
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I mean, it's still a good game. I mean, even the worst Soul Calibur game is still a good game. But I think there are better games here, so I think
Yeah,
it's going to be deleted.
I agree.
All right, what's next?
Feel like I should just mention. I was gonna say I haven't played a few of these, but I do have opinions on them regardless.
Okay, hit
Like,
me.
I don't think Sniper Elite should be on here, period. But I didn't play that, so I mean,
It's
maybe
not
I
going to make the
can't.
top 10, but I put it on here because I haven't
I know.
really played any of the other ones
Yeah.
since.
Okay.
I was
I
a
didn't
big
know that.
I was a big Sniper Elite 1 fan. That game was like a simulation sniper game. It was hard. That game was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I, as a kid, I liked Sniper Elite. And then Sniper Elite V2 came out, and it was more arcadey. It was more for fun, but it was the
Right.
first one that had that slow mo. I shoot a bullet, and then like I shoot the guy in the testicles, and they explode.
Right. Yeah.
But more than that, it was just fucking really good. I think I played through it in like one sitting, and
Yeah.
just had a blast of a time. I mean, I really liked it. So much so that sitting installed on my PC is the newest one because it has co-op, and I'm trying to find somebody I can talk to into playing it with me. Like I like those games just
Yeah.
generally. But I agree with you. It's not better than it's not one of the 10 best games on this list,
Right.
but it's cool.
Yeah,
Everyone should
it
play
is.
Sniper. I think Sniper Elite V2 is the best Sniper Elite game from what I've
Okay.
seen.
Okay.
So that's just me. I'm deleting it now. Okay. Um, there's a few on here that I think are easy, but I think Resident Evil 6 is not one of the 10 best games of 2012.
Yeah, definitely not. Another one I didn't play though, you know?
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so I couldn't
So,
say.
you know what? The quality of Resident Evil 6 is actually shockingly high given how much people shit on it.
Okay. I've
I
always wanted to play 5 and 6 because they're both co-op, right?
Yeah, we could play some 5. I'd be down to do that. And then if we're feeling froggy, we could play 6. I played through both of those games with Tristan Tran.
Yeah, Tran tried to get me to play them, and I said no.
Yeah, I'm a sucker. So, and this was like back in the day, dude. I probably played through these. I think I played through 5 like probably in 2012 with Tran.
Yeah. I think that's right. Yeah.
But yes,
It's all coming back to me.
So Resident Evil 6, it's a better game than people give it credit for, but it is a really bad Resident Evil game up to the standards of the rest of that franchise, in my opinion.
Right.
It is laughably hilarious, though, and I think it knows it. Like, all of the cutscenes are fucking stupid, and I think that game just knows how dumb the story is, and they really lean into it. And they do a better job of leaning into it than the movies do, I think. It's more genuine. The movies always felt like this is like hammy and not like in a fun way. Resident Evil 6 feels like hammy and like tongue in cheek. I don't know.
Right.
I'm deleting it.
Yes, destroyed.
Okay, what's next?
I'm gonna keep chipping away at the ones I haven't played here.
Okay.
Hitman Absolution.
Hitman Absolution is great.
Okay.
Did you play any of the Hitman games?
No.
I mean, the new ones are obviously really good.
Yeah.
The old ones are pretty good. I think Blood Money is a really good one. The first Hitman Silent Assassin or whatever the first one was is good. It's a franchise that somehow I have consistently played all of the games throughout my entire life. Like as they come out, like as a kid, I played the old ones. As an adult, I'm still playing the new ones. I think they're good games. Hitman Absolution is a point in the series that people really don't like. I think it's a lot better than those people think.
Well,
but
a lot of people think the new ones are the best ones. How do you feel about that?
I think that is true.
Okay.
Yeah, they are the platonic ideal of Hitman, of what a Hitman game could possibly be. It's truly amazing what those games have accomplished. So,
you know, I think the newest one and maybe the two newest ones have VR modes.
They do.
Yeah, I've always wanted to try that. I'm not gonna lie.
I heard it's pretty bad, but check it out.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, check it out. I think the VR modes are a free add-on if you own the game. So really nothing holding you back from that. But
yeah.
I'll delete Hitman Absolution because there are a lot of good games on here. But you know what? Actually, I'm gonna move it down. It deserves better than that.
All right, bet.
It's a controversial pick. People fucking hate that game for what they say it did to the franchise. It made it like more actiony. It made it like a Splinter Cell game where you could still put other people's clothes on. I don't know.
Yeah, right. I mean that's good. I think that's good then. If that's the game that made that pivot.
Oh yeah.
I like kind of how silly it seems like you can kind of be almost.
The new ones are. I mean, honestly, if you actually are open to it at all, I think the new ones are legitimately very good video games. Like
yeah, I've wanted to dabble with the new ones. Yeah.
I'm gonna delete Miss Pandaria.
Yeah, please do.
You know,
I was still for one MMO on this list.
Yeah, it's true. I'm still at that time. I was still a big World of Warcraft fan. I still played pretty regularly. I think Miss Pandaria was the last expansion that I could really say that. I really enjoyed it. I put a lot of time into it.
It was a good expansion.
Did
you make a panda?
I did. Um, Much later after release, because I don't know if you remember, but it was famous. Mists of Pandaria was famous for being, I think, one of the first expansions that had like queues, like lines for quests. Like
Oh
you had to
wow.
wait in line to like kill a mob that only respawned every so often or something like that. Because that many
Huh.
people wanted to make pandas in the starter
Yeah.
zones and shit. It was stupid. It's fucking stupid. Um, but um, still liked it. I really enjoyed that expansion. Even though I think in retrospect, it's not one of the best expansions for a while. Go ahead.
All right. All right. Let's see. What else have I not played? Binary Domain.
You haven't played Binary Domain?
I dare say I barely know what it is, sir.
Are
But
you
that one
kidding me?
I at least know more kind of what it is than those other things I hadn't heard of. Whatever those were.
I mean, you need to play Binary Domain.
Yeah, that I can believe that. Let me yeah.
I mean, you should play Binary Domain. It's
Okay, wait.
what?
Maybe I have played this.
It's developed by
This
the
is
Yakuza people.
Oh, interesting. This is incredibly familiar.
So
All
it
of
is
this looks very familiar.
one of those few games. And don't get it confused with Vanquish, because they came out around the
No,
same time.
no.
Okay.
That's funny though. When I in the Google search images, Vanquished is in
Yeah.
here, which is funny.
Yep. They came out around the same time, but they are very different. Binary Domain was developed by the Yakuza people. It's one of the few games they made that isn't in the Yakuza,
Interesting.
um, I don't know, franchise, whatever you want
Yeah.
to call it. Um, it's good.
I
It's
bet in
stupid.
the future of Yakuza, it's Binary Domain.
That's probably true. Yeah, they're gonna find a way to tie it in at some point.
Yeah.
It's a silly game. It's got a really silly story with a bunch of characters that are extremely lovable. Um, there's really no better way to put it. I mean, it's a I do think that it probably will not make the top 10, but it's you
Oh,
should
you
play
can
it.
play as Kazuma in Binary Domain.
Can you? They probably added that later. Maybe that was like a skin or a DLC or like a secret or something.
Yeah, he's a
Um,
guest playable character.
I'm moving it down, but it probably won't make it.
Damn right.
Okay.
All right. Your move.
Um, Gravity Rush is not one of the 10 best games of 2012.
Yeah, I feel that way. It's a good, it deserves the shout out though.
It's a good game.
Yeah.
Good game. I love the art. I think the
Mhm.
main character is so interesting, especially at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah. Hmm.
Like in 2012, how many games were coming out where you got to play as a floating girl?
Right. Yeah.
Not many.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a fun game. I really like Gravity Rush. I never played 2, so
Same. Yeah.
but I should. Shout out to Gravity Rush. Good game.
Yeah, huge shout out.
Okay.
Oh boy. All right, it's getting a little tough.
You know what? Actually, let me rephrase. I think Gravity Rush runs like shit on the Vita.
Did you ever try out the console port?
That is the way I ended up playing that game. Yeah, I did own it on Vita and I played it a bit, but I played a lot more of it on the on when it came out on PS4. So
Nice, yeah. I always wanted to, but I never did. So I was wondering how it was.
it's a lot better, I think.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
All right. Um, getting a little tough now.
Yeah.
For me, at least. I kind of have a similar. I guess I can't say that because I didn't play all of them. I was going to bring up Final Fantasy 13 too.
I think I agree with that.
Okay. But I do think it's like maybe I didn't play the one that came after it, but it's definitely like a way better video game than first Final Fantasy 13. I feel like it seems like better pacing and just the gameplay got like an update.
So I think all of my Final Fantasy 13-2 exposure was me playing it a little bit and then watching Tran play a bunch of it.
Oh yeah, I watched. Yeah, same actually, literally exact same.
I think I agree, it's a good game, but I put it on here because it's notable, but I don't think it's especially one of my favorite games that year.
Yeah.
But it did an interesting thing, I remember, where it just focused so much more on making Lightning a character that you actually want to play as. Like, I feel like Final Fantasy 13, people came out of that game being like, fuck Lightning, she sucks. And then by the end of the trilogy, people were like, oh, actually Lightning is a bad bitch.
Right.
And I respect that.
Yeah.
And I think a large part of that was, started in 13 too. But yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting interesting now.
Should we just address the Black Mesa thing not as your pick and just kind of be like, yeah, we liked it, but
yeah, Black Mesa wasn't a game yet, but I'll go ahead and delete it because it was cool that it came out. It was cool that it existed. I like played it and was blown away at how good it was.
Yeah,
but,
same.
It wasn't quite a game. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Forza Horizon also.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't think that game's gonna make it.
Hell no.
It's a good game. All the Forza Horizon games are super fun. If you like driving real fast and breaking somebody's fence indiscriminately by driving through their field. Okay.
Halo 4.
That's tough, man. Halo 4 could be a good. Not. It could be a good number 10.
No, it's not. I would agree if it was anywhere on my list, but it's not.
It wasn't even it came out that year?
Yes, and I like Halo 4, so I guess I just want to be super clear. I played a fuck ton of that multiplayer, but the campaign being so bad it's not enough for me. I view Halo as a fun co-op experience for the campaign and then a fun multiplayer experience for the PvP.
Yep.
And it failed on half of that, so it doesn't deserve it.
It's funny because I think we each think the opposite half is the bad half.
You think the multiplayer is bad?
I did not like the multiplayer at all for Halo 4, but I enjoyed. I wouldn't say the campaign is really good, but I enjoyed it. I was like, it's a Halo. It's like a mediocre Halo game.
That's how I feel about 5. Is the multiplayer is dog shit, and the campaign was actually kind of fun.
I agree with that too, and I think that Halo 4 was at least better. Actually, I'm not gonna. I was gonna say better than Reach, but I would rank them similar.
No,
I would say the campaign of Halo 4 and Halo Reach are like this. They're like almost level. Yeah.
You might want to cut this part of the podcast. I don't think you can say that and put it online.
Sorry, I did not like Halo Reach at all. As much as I like Halo 4, I should say. Which is not that much, but yeah.
That's okay. We need to move on.
Sorry, I think the Halo Reach multiplayer is good though.
It is really good. The campaign was really good too, though.
I did not like the campaign. Okay, I'm gonna move Halo 4 down for now, and we'll see
No.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. Okay.
All right.
Similarly, I do think Assassin's Creed 3 is not going to make this list.
I let me check my list real quick. I don't know, man. What do you mean?
I think the first 5 hours of Assassin's Creed 3 are the worst an Assassin's Creed game could possibly be. And it does get better. But
yeah, I guess I don't remember the beginning being particularly great, but I don't remember it being bad either. But that is, in my opinion, the last Assassin's Creed, and everything else they've done since then is just like Assassin's Creed.
Really?
Quote unquote.
Black Flag was amazing. I fucking love that game.
Yeah, but that could have easily been another video game not called Assassin's Creed. That's my point. Is like that's where the series sort of starts to take like a shift in different directions. And I'm not saying it shouldn't have, but Assassin's Creed 3 in my mind will always be when like the story kind of like had a finale, and
that's when Desmond died.
I don't know if Desmond has had any kind of other anything since that game, but yeah, that's like the end of his story. Yeah, and so it's like I don't know, that's like the last Assassin's Creed, and it's like how I remember it as like a young boy. And you know, yeah, I think the newer ones are probably great for what they are, but it's definitely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can keep it for now. I think Assassin's Creed 3, like the beginning of that game is you play as your own dad. Remember? You have like that whole prologue where you're your own dad.
Yeah, I liked that.
And then you die or something. Something happens, and then you play as the kid.
Right.
And then his fucking entire tribe gets burned to the ground, and you are taken in by another person, and then you become an assassin. I don't really remember much of the story outside of that. It was that your dad betrayed your tribe or something like that, and then you go to kill him. Kill your own dad. Isn't that the thing?
Honestly, I don't really remember.
I don't remember either.
I just remember the Desmond stuff.
Yeah.
And thinking that was really cool, and they like blew my mind at the end. Maybe not in a good way. I was just like,
yeah,
holy fuck, they did this? Like what the the fuck? And you know, daring choice.
I also think, I mean, it was the first Assassin's Creed that was so wide open that it didn't really make sense as an Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion. Like, it was like in the forest and shit instead of in a city or something. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But
I liked it though. I did. All the things you're saying are things I like.
I did still like it, but I okay. We'll keep it for now. What do you think?
Well,
also, we could also, at this point, we've whittled it down a decent amount. You could start bolding shit that you feel like will definitely make it, if you want. We could do that too.
We have like we still need to chip away.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, because I you know, my list is honestly completely different.
Okay.
Yeah, with like no, it's like completely different. It's like one exception.
Okay.
All right, so we gotta get rid of stuff. But it's tough. I guess Torchlight 2, honestly. I think
I agree with that.
If I'm being real, Torchlight 1 is probably the highlight of the series.
Completely agree.
For me, unfortunately. And I always remember thinking like how excited I was for Torchlight 2 and getting it and playing it, and just never ever playing it anywhere near as much as Torchlight 1. Like I don't know. where the magic went, but it just was not there for me.
You're absolutely right. Yep, I completely agree. There was something about Torchlight 2 that felt off.
Yeah.
Torchlight 1 was almost a perfect video game. I mean, it was fucking amazing. I mean, the loop was very, very, very small. Like, I mean, the game was extremely simple, but it was only the hits. It was like buying a best of CD. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like best of Diablo 2. Here it is. You know,
right.
like Torchlight.
Yeah.
Good ass fucking game. Torchlight 2. The magic is gone, man. The magic is not there.
Yeah.
Completely agreed. I'm going to say The Darkness 2 is not one of the 10 best games of the year, although it's a good game.
Yeah, I agree. It was one I initially added when I was adding everything, and it was something I eventually cut to. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. I never played the first one. I don't even remember caring about the first one, but yeah, I saw a trailer for the second one when it was coming out, and I'm like, God damn, that looks badass. And I played it, and it was fucking badass for sure. Like, dope.
I'm trying to find my copy of The Darkness. Here it is. I have a 360 copy of The Darkness 1.
Nice,
right
dude. So
here.
Kyle. Yeah.
I love this game. I think The Darkness 1 is so much better than The Darkness 2.
Really?
But they're both really good. But yes, I think The Darkness 1 is a better video game. Darkness 2 is good. It's I didn't like the changes to the art style that they did, but I really liked the story of The Darkness 2. It was a smart continuation because I think The Darkness 1 had a really good story, and then it kind of ends and you're like, there's no way they could do that more. And then they find a way to do it, and it makes really good sense. I loved all the stuff about like the insane asylum in between missions where you like walked around and talked to the different characters inside of the insane asylum. And you're like trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I thought it was really cool. Darkness 1, better game, in my opinion. More gruesome game, too. In the Darkness 1, like, you go to hell and it's World War One. That fucking rules. Like there's a scene where you go to hell and you're in the trenches and you're like, where the fuck am I? And there's a guy who's just sitting there and he's shooting himself in the head over and over again. And because it's hell and he can't die, he just keeps waking up and doing it again. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
That's metal. Okay. I'm
yeah.
it.
Hell yeah. All right. I think I know what I need to say next. But
wait. Like, was that yours or mine? That was yours.
That was yours.
That was mine? Okay, go ahead.
I think.
Yeah, you're right. I remember now.
So I'd like to go ahead and say this is in my honorable mention. Because we played this together with, I think, Merced and Tyler. Syndicate.
We did.
What a game. But I had some fun, I can't lie. But was the fun the game, or were we the fun? I'm pretty sure it was just us, but goddamn, what a game.
Did you not play the single player for Syndicate?
No.
Oh man, it's good. The story's good.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I know that doesn't make any sense, but it is. It really is. I played Syndicate on release. On the PC. Yeah. Me
too.
I played it on the PC on release. I played the single player all the way through, and it's a good shooter. Like it's a throwback first person shooter for sure. Like it feels old.
Maybe that's why I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like old first person shooters very much.
I like that game, but I understand what you mean. I'll move it down because for me, I didn't make a numbered list or anything before we got here, but
yeah, I didn't either. But I had like a few that were like not my top 10, but I just wanted to bring up at some point, and Syndicate was one of them. So yeah, I guess that says something. But I only played the multiplayer with you guys.
We had a good ass time. It's also really hard. I remember
it is. Multiplayer is really hard. It was.
It's getting pretty hard now, actually. I think.
Yeah, and I still have games to introduce that you're not gonna like.
Oh well, let's do that now. What are we doing? Okay, start naming shit.
Okay,
Sorry, I
well, let
thought you would
me.
have said something.
No, I was. I figured we would wait
No. What's
for
going
some
on?
reason.
What do you got?
Well, let me go ahead and mention what's on both, which is Assassin's Creed 3 and Dishonored.
Okay.
So I think those should stay
Okay.
because, well, one, Dishonored is probably one of my favorite games fucking ever, so that's just not going anywhere.
I agree.
But and then yeah, I think Assassin's Creed 3 is like a special moment in the series and like
Okay.
honestly a pretty good game. Like I think that's like where depending on who you are, Assassin's Creed stops being good, quote unquote, but like I think that is the last good core Assassin's Creed and then
For some
things
people,
get.
it wasn't good. I remember 3 being
Yeah,
pretty
I don't
hated.
know. I don't know about that. Maybe I'm just crazy. But I thought everyone loved that game.
Fucking
Am I
Anthem. We got
wrong?
an Anthem lover over here.
No. I thought the game was very well received, is what I'm saying. Anthem was definitely not very well received. This is different. Am I just
Yeah.
wrong though? Maybe I'm
I
misremembering.
think I remember Assassin's Creed 3 being the first time an Assassin's Creed game came out that there was some criticism. I
Okay.
remember every game before that was pretty universally well liked. Um and 3 was the first time that the cracks started to show a little bit. Like people were getting tired of it, I think, was really what it was. But
That's crazy. I got tired of it after Brotherhood. The two other
yeah.
ones, like in between Brotherhood and then 3, I was like, what are y'all even
So
doing? And then
it
3,
was
I was like, oh fuck yeah, finally.
yeah, it was 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, then 3. So
Oh, there wasn't. Okay, I thought there
nope,
was another Ezio one for some reason.
nope.
Okay, so it was just Revelations that
There
I
were
didn't fuck
3
with.
Ezio ones. Yeah.
Okay, I'll never forget the first one that added the PvP like multiplayer. I really fucked with that, if I'm being honest.
Was that Brotherhood
I
or
think it was
no?
2 or Brotherhood. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I remember playing a little bit of that and it was fun, but I found it
I played a lot of it.
like the rules of it kind of didn't make sense for me. Like it was just sort of a weird, like you know how like the basis of competitive games are like everyone gets it, and I feel like that game it was just like there were so many ways for you to get ahead. It was like Mario Party. It was like you got to the end, you're like, haha, you didn't know I could do this, and I'm like, I didn't, like you get to
I
the end of
guess I
Mario
just
Party.
remember it being either kill the guy you are supposed to kill or do not get killed by the guy that is supposed to kill you.
Yeah, but like there were ways to stun people or be hidden or whatever that were just it was like shit you couldn't see coming. You know what I mean? Like maybe they have it, but there's no like retaliation that you can do other than run away, right? Or hide or something like that.
Right.
It was just kind
Yeah.
of a weird structure, I think, for a game. But I agree with you; it's still really fun. It was a cool idea. It really reminded me of the Spies versus Mercs Splinter Cell thing that I played a lot as a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Hit me with some of your games you want to add. I gotta fact check you
Okay.
on this. What fucking 2012 games could you possibly add that I don't know about?
Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop
Oh
Distance.
my god. I specifically didn't add that because I just glazed over. I knew it was there and I forgot that you're the Kingdom Hearts man. So let me add
Yeah,
that.
so we can go ahead and knock it off if that's how it is, because I don't even know if this is a good game. I just know I really loved it. And it's like in an era of games where I feel like I wasn't being challenged very much, and this game is fucking hard at the end, and I just really appreciated that.
That was a 3DS game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. I didn't even need to look up the title. I'm pretty sure I got it right. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, right?
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Um, I remember when that game came out, and I remember being like, "Can't believe they're still doing this." Um,
Hey man, Kingdom Hearts 4, it's coming.
oh, fuck. And I liked Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 a lot. But the handheld ones, I was like, dude, you guys need to just make a console game.
Yeah, that was definitely the vibe back then. Everyone was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing? Just make a console game."
Okay, we'll leave it on for now. What's next?
All right, all right. Nintendo Land.
I'm not even adding that.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a great game, though. Fuck you. I love Nintendo Land. All my homies fucking love Nintendo Land.
Not this one.
But you also don't like Fall Guys, so I'm just convinced you don't like fun in bright colors.
That might be
if
true.
something's fun with bright colors, you're just like, it should probably die, I guess.
That's probably true.
Why does this exist? Why isn't it making me feel pain?
Sorry, I like good video games. Okay, what's next?
Sony PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Actually, that's a good one. I mean,
I played the fuck out of that game.
Did that really come out in 2012? Somehow I missed that. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, I'll add that. That's a good pick.
It's so good. I dream of them making another one. Like, I mean, I love the Smash Bros. Style gameplay, and I think that was a fun, interesting twist on it.
Yeah,
I like their version of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I agree. Yeah, I thought it was cool. Do you really think that's going to be in the top 10 though?
It's in my top 10.
Yeah, but look at all the games we have here, and is it going to be in the top 10?
Oh, yeah, it's in my top 10. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to argue its way there.
Okay, all right. What's next?
SCP.
Oh. Somehow you're talking about Containment Breach?
I sure am. The one, the only.
You know, I could see that. I could see that making it for sure. So I will add that. I mean, it's a special game. I don't know if good is the right way.
Yeah, it doesn't have to make it. It was on mine just because it is so special.
No, I hear you. It's special to me too, actually. That's a good pick. I kind of didn't even think about it. Okay, what's next?
Are you familiar with Yes Origin?
I am. Yeah, I am. You like that game?
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite games of all time.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really fucking good game.
Holy shit. This guy's crazy.
No, that game is crazy good.
Damn. I remember it came out, people liked it. I'm not a JRPG person. Kind of.
It's another one of those where a reason I kind of fell so in love with it is it was like one of the only games at the time that really challenged me, and that game is hard as fuck.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would be on a boss for like hours, and I'd finally be like, oh, fucking god, that was so satisfying.
Okay.
Yeah, that game is genuinely really good. I've replayed it so many times over the years. Just, it's so good. The level design, the enemies. I would say somewhere near the like almost late game, it gets kind of weird with like damage and health and like I don't know. It all just is a little like the enemies have too much health, I guess, just to put it.
I mean, it's
short,
that's been my problem with JRPG difficulty is like JRPG games tend to be hard, but the reason they're hard isn't a way that makes sense to my brain. Like it's all stats and like what am I thinking of? Like crowd control and just like a lot of things that I don't like. Turn-based. Is this a turn-based game?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is
I know almost nothing about it.
Yeah, this is it's almost if like Dark Souls was 2D actually. Like
what?
It is very much like you have to every move you make matters kind of thing. You can't just like throw yourself at the boss. Like you have to memorize its patterns and basically not get hit most of the time. And the amount of hits you can take are very limited. And like you're dodging and jumping and attacking, like all matters like when you're doing it. It's very cool. At least with the bosses.
I might play this game. I'm like curious.
I mean, Merced can vouch for it too. I don't know if that helps it or hurts it, but it's like also one of his favorite games.
That's weird. Somehow
it's incredible.
It's
escaped, really incredible.
It escaped my vision. Okay, what's next?
Skullgirls.
God damn it!
Have you heard of this?
Of course, I know what it is. I think we played it. We played it at Merced's house.
Yeah, I think it's one of the best fighting games ever made.
I could see that argument. That's the reason I'm adding it, but I don't like it.
Fair enough.
I mean, I like the art. I like the characters. I like the wrapper of Skullgirls. I do not like the systems of Skullgirls. But I feel that way about all of the kind of 2D like.
Yeah, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom basically.
Yeah.
That's it's like that's basically exactly how it works. And yeah, I think that fighting system is like only good at the like most casual level. I think once people start to get kind of good at the game, it just literally isn't fun, at least for me. Like
same with Fighter Z, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the exact same style. Yeah, where you can just swap in these characters. Everything happens like lightning fast, and that same thing with Marvel vs. Capcom, and like I don't know. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, but that just kind of fighting game is definitely like I don't know, too sweaty. Mm-hmm. But luckily, I'm a casual. So as a casual Skullgirls player and someone who like really likes hand-drawn video games, it's just awesome. Like, and I don't know if you remember, but like the whole thing back then was like, I think they were like donating all the money they made or something, or at least a lot of it. And it was like every $10,000 they donated, they would like hand draw a new character.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, it was something like that. I could be messing up the numbers or like whatever, but it was something like that. It was like a lot of their proceeds were getting donated, and after however much would be made, they would draw another character into the game. And I mean, I think even last year the game got a few new characters. Like it's still been getting updated over time until I think it was last year, 2022. I'd have to check, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, the game is still going slowly but surely as it makes whatever that amount of money is.
Good for it. I mean, I that's one of those. It falls into that category of game that I massively respect but don't like.
Yeah,
so I think it's like one of those, you know.
Yeah, for sure. That's a lot of your list right now for me, so I understand it completely.
Okay, what else you got?
Wait. Okay. No, this is another one we have in common. Mass Effect 3.
Okay. I'm gonna bold Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, cool.
I'm also gonna bold Dishonored.
I was about to say I'm concerned that Dishonored didn't get boldened, but then you immediately
Yeah, I thought about it. And then what'd you say? What was the other one we had in common?
Assassin's Creed 3.
I'm gonna hold off on bolding Assassin's Creed 3 for now.
So even though we both had it on our list, you're somehow now like, oh, I don't know.
I put almost everything I played on this list, so.
Oh, this guy is wild and.
Yeah.
That's fair though. All right. Kingdoms of Amalur.
Oh, you know, I have had this game on my to play list for an actual decade.
Yeah.
I've never played it, but I'm interested in playing it, especially the Re-Reckoning edition they just came out with. I have it.
Yeah.
Downloaded. I think
highly
I have it on
recommend.
my Steam Deck, actually.
It's so fucking good. I think it sadly kind of maybe doesn't hold up as well now in the sense that like just that style of game has come so far since it came out, but definitely like at the time, and I do think it holds up, but it's like you'll kind of see what I mean. Maybe if you ever play it where it's just like, oh, I could definitely just see how this would have blown my mind like 10 years ago. But yeah, now it's just kind of like, it is what it is. But oh my gosh, like at the time that it came out and I was playing it, I just remember thinking like, how is this not the most popular game right now? Like, how is everybody not talking about this video? Like, it was just so good. And it's just a
Do you
great
know like the
third-person action game.
development story behind that
Yeah,
thing?
I know all about it.
It's crazy that it even exists, to be honest.
Yeah, and that's part of it for me too. Is like it has such an interesting story behind it as well, and just nobody fucking played this game. Like
I literally read a book about it. I mean, it's crazy. It's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know what? I feel bad because I didn't play it, and I think it probably is a pretty good game.
It is. Yeah.
So I do feel guilty about that, but yeah.
And it has new content since the Re-Reckoning came out. They released a whole DLC. Probably not good.
Continue.
That was it.
That was everything?
That was everything. My
okay, good.
My honorable mentions were Syndicate, Asura's Wrath, and Plague Inc.
Plague Inc. That's fine. That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Honestly.
I'm gonna bold Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition.
I don't think we need to do that.
Go ahead and tell me why.
That's not its original release, right? And it's like its objectively worse release.
I think even though it's fucked up, it's still a better release because it does run higher than 10 frames in Blighttown.
But isn't it like the whole thing was there had been like an old mod for the original version that just kind of fixed all its issues, and pretty much everybody that played it knew about the mod and used that?
No, this was before the mod came out. The mod didn't come out until 2013.
Oh.
This is the launch PC version. This is
I
what
see.
This is what they call Dark
Okay.
Souls on PC. So I don't know, maybe you played it on console. I didn't buy it on console. At this time I was all in on the PC gaming. So I didn't buy it on console. I played a little bit of it at somebody's house. I think I watched over somebody's shoulder. The 360 version as well, but I had not bought Dark Souls until this was the first time it came out on PC, was the Prepare to Die edition.
Okay.
And to me, this marked the true descent into Dark Souls madness that I felt. Like, even with how, to me, it speaks volumes, because it's like, even with how shitty this edition of the game is, and to be fair, every edition of Dark Souls until the remaster was pretty shitty. But I mean, this even edition of the game,
yeah. Okay. I mean, if we're counting this as like, it's like release and all that, then this definitely needs to be on the list. I think. I didn't realize it was like the only PC version. For some reason, I thought Dark Souls that came out on PC.
No.
And then a Prepare to Die edition came out that was really bad. I don't know.
No, not at all. This was the highly anticipated PC release for Dark Souls.
Yeah,
they bundled. Okay. So Artorias of the Abyss came out early in the year. It came out in like March or something. Yeah. And then in August, they bundled Artorias of the Abyss and Dark Souls together and called it the Prepare to Die edition, and that was the PC release. And I was looking forward to it so much, and it was shitty. And then Durante came around like 6 to 8 months later in early 2013, and finally made it playable. By modding it. But I mean, I had beaten it in the shitty version as well.
Right.
But it was just the mod made it so much better.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah. Deserves a spot.
I'm gonna delete Fez.
That's fine. I like Fez though.
I do like Fez as well.
I'm glad you added it, but yeah, it'll have to go eventually.
It's an important game.
You can get rid of Prototype too.
I agree, but it's a good game.
You know, it's worth mentioning. So there's definitely that.
Prototype 1 is a lot better.
Yeah, thank you.
But Prototype 2 is pretty good. I mean, it's not bad.
It came out for sure.
They made a Prototype 2.
Yeah.
They should make a Prototype 3.
I agree with that for sure. I would play the fuck out of a Prototype 3 in theory.
I think Xenoblade Chronicles should not be in the top 10.
Yeah.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's a cool one, but yeah.
I've recently been playing it again on Switch.
Nice.
And I think it's good.
I really love PlanetSide 2, but it can probably go as well.
Yeah, but we should mention just how huge of a deal PlanetSide 2 was.
It was insane. Yeah.
I mean, I would like think about this game in like a sexual way on the way to its release, you know? Like,
yeah, dude. Like the PhysX.
Yeah, exactly. PhysX, 3 factions all fighting at the same time on a huge fucking map.
Yeah. The particles, dude.
Dude, my PC, my fucking shitty PC at the time could barely run it.
Yeah.
I was horny for PlanetSide 2. And then it came out, and honestly, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
But
there was
still good.
So much. It was like Mag, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's probably better than Mag, but yes. It had some of the same problems as Mag, which is that it turns out just adding more players is not the way to make a game better.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But it's a cool gimmick.
This is going to start getting hard now.
Not, yeah.
I think Fire Emblem Awakening is not on this list.
It wasn't on mine, but that's only because I didn't see it. And it probably would be on mine if I did. So I really like that game. I think that's the one where I first got into Fire Emblem, and yeah, it was just really fucking cool. I don't know. I just, the first fucking waifu character that I kind of thought was cool, I was like, damn, I want to talk to her way more. Then we got married and had a kid. And I was like, holy fuck, this game is cool. Then my kid became a soldier in my army. And then I made them fight. And it was great.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me. I think it's a really good game. I thought I was like a Fire Emblem purist. I was one of those people who thought the GBA games were the best, and the more mechanics they added, the worse it got. But I
don't feel that way.
I did really like Fire Emblem Awakening. I really enjoyed it. It was like the first one that I came back to that I really loved. Because I skipped pretty much every one that was on the regular DS. I think it's only maybe 2 games, but
yeah, I honestly couldn't even tell you. This is my first one, and I don't even know what inspired me to play it. Honestly,
it's a good game. It's a good game.
Yeah. Tankmer said told me if the characters died, they died forever, and I thought that was really cool. So that's like literally the thing that made me buy it.
I think, was this the first game to let you pick the difficulty that way?
Yeah, you got to choose in this one. I don't know if it was the first, but that was definitely a thing.
The old ones, like GBA, it was just no choice. Like, that was how it was, and if you didn't like it, you pulled the cartridge out and started the fight over.
Right.
Okay, we'll leave it on. We'll see what we want to cut, but I feel like it's a weaker one for me right now. What are you thinking?
Let's just go ahead and rip off this Band-Aid right now, partner.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck about CSGO. I don't even think it's fun. Yeah. So let's go ahead and cross this road.
Man. The number of hours that I've played CSGO is like actually sickening.
Yeah.
But I almost agree with you. I think
Hell yeah.
I think Counter-Strike's Source is so much better.
You know? That's what I've heard.
But CSGO is like massively important to me and important as a video game. So it's
for sure
really hard. But man. I'm gonna move it down. I'm not gonna delete it.
All right.
Let's see what the list looks like, and then we can figure that out. All right.
All right.
Fuck. I think Guild Wars 2 probably doesn't make this list.
I agree, but definitely worth mentioning.
Extremely good game.
Yeah, that's the only MMO I've ever like really played for more than 5 minutes. Like I played that game for at least a couple of weeks to a couple months.
It's an extremely good game. I think Guild Wars 2 is worse than Guild Wars 1. But
really?
It's a really good game.
They added a jump though.
They did add a jump, but you know what they took away was the heart and soul of Guild Wars.
I don't think they did. I think it was there.
I mean, the Realm v Realm stuff, was that what it's called?
I don't know what you just said.
Whatever the huge PvP, or maybe it was Guild v Guild. Anyway, whatever the huge PvP mode was in Guild Wars 1 just worked so much better and felt so much more meaningful.
Well, what if I told you I didn't like PvP back then?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, you're allowed to have that opinion. I mean, I don't know. It's, you know, I'm not here to
goddamn right.
Not here to shout you down, but I mean, you know what Guild Wars 2 did that I think is definitely worth mentioning is those realm quests. Like when you would walk through the world, you just bump into like a group, like a random quest that a bunch of people were doing, and you could join in.
Yeah,
that shit was rad. And every MMO kid came out after that stole that fucking idea. That is for sure. But it was cool. It was really cool.
It was.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know how you're going to feel about this, but for me, it's Far Cry 3 next for sure.
I agree.
All right, cool.
It would be like a 10 for me, like a number 10, like lowest.
I just, you know, it's one of those things where kind of how we were saying earlier, like I acknowledge it, but I just don't fuck with it. And I see why people would like Far Cry, and I think 3 was like, I don't know, just really good, at least from what people say.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I always remember just everybody freaking out about 3, and it seems like every game since 3 is kind of just copy and pasted 3 in a lot of ways, and that's just like where they found their formula and they kind of stuck to it. So it's like 3 is important. I just don't care about Far Cry, so it's like whatever.
Yeah. I think Far Cry 3 is an important video game. If anyone's wondering why we laughed, it's because Sean joined the call and was muted and then realized we were doing something and then left.
Yeah.
So,
I was wondering, I didn't know if the Discord
uh,
noises are going to show up or not.
no,
So I
no,
was
they're
like,
yeah. I try to mute everything on my PC whenever we're
right.
recording. So,
Yeah.
um,
That's funny.
uh, I think Far Cry 3 is one of those games that is important, is well written, is solid game design. I think it's worse than Far Cry 2. Um, but the
Yeah, I wasn't
story,
sure if 1 and 2 were like good or not.
I loved 1, I loved 2 even more. But I think 3 for me was a step back in gameplay, but was a step forward in terms of quality of writing. I think Far Cry 3 is a really good story.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, the choices that you can make that affect things. But yeah, it's a fun game. It's not one of my favorites, so I don't mind I don't mind getting rid of it. So I was worried you were going to say something I like a lot more when you said you didn't know how I was going to feel about it.
I mean, we're getting there. I just,
Yeah, we sure are, buddy. We sure are.
your turn.
Um, I don't think Kingdoms of Amalur is going to make it.
Um, can we start somewhere else?
The only other thing on here that I would openly agree to cut
Openly.
openly, um, I could see Diablo 3 not making it.
Me too.
Okay. I like that game. It would be like, again, it would be like a number 10 for me. Like it's like a good game that's like just inside of the good enough zone for
Yeah.
me
I
to
like
agree.
Diablo 3.
But
Yeah.
I think it is the worst of the 3 existing Diablo games. And it's also I think I've grown to hate what it represents uh in Blizzard's catalog. Like it's the turning point. Like that was the first Blizzard game that came out that I was like, oh, Blizzard can make games that I don't like that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like before
Right.
that, every Blizzard game had been like one of my favorite games ever.
Right.
So same with Miss Pandaria, I guess. But same year, bad year for Blizzard for me. All right, I'm moving it. What?
Let's go ahead and do Sleeping Dogs. You could almost say people sleep on this game, but it's also not like breaking the mold or anything. Like it's just a good game. It's whatever.
If Sean were listening, he'd be upset. I
So
I
yeah.
have never finished Sleeping Dogs, but there's something about that game that feels worthy of praise. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
It's
I,
like
I agree.
everything about it is really high quality. But um I'll move it down. I'll move it
All right.
down. I don't have a strong enough argument to say no to that, but it does feel wrong somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. It just it's a good game, you know?
It's the best open world crime game other than GTA 4
Uh
and Saints Row 3.
what about, does LA Noir count? Is that
No,
open? Okay.
but that is a good game. Did that come? What year did that come out?
No idea.
Typing this in right now.
It is good though. And I do think people sleep on it. It just I don't
2011
know. Oh wow.
felt like around this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. Okay.
It's okay, you can say it.
What? What am I gonna say?
I don't know.
This is getting tough, man. Um, I'm gonna do you a favor, and I'm gonna say that Dragon's Dogma probably doesn't make this list.
Yeah, I've never played that game.
It's a really good game, but I've never finished it, and I have it installed on my Steam Deck right now to like rectify that problem. But I think
Yeah.
Dragon's Dogma is really good. So I'm gonna delete it.
Yeah, I've started it like 10 times, and I get through like the first literal 5 minutes of the game being booted up.
Yep.
So as you can imagine, that's not very much of the actual game.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't want to do this for some reason, and then I just don't. I feel like if I ever got started and like got the momentum going, I'd like fall in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Something about like the very beginning, I'm just like, I don't really want to. I think it's because I just don't really know what the game is. Like, I know it's an RPG, but I don't really know anything about the story or the lore or like literally anything about it. So I just feel like there's nothing pulling me in just innately.
Yeah.
But I think it's still installed on my PS5, waiting for me to maybe one day play it.
You should play it, man. I think it's really good.
Tran really likes it, and they're making another one.
He does. They are making another one. I think the second game, or well, it's not even the second game because they made an MMO that only came out in Japan, but I think the next game will be the true like dream realized. You know what I mean? Like they will have the technology, they'll have the ability to execute what they always wanted to do with Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do you a favor.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna pick one of yours.
That's hilarious. That's really funny.
Yeah. We can get rid of Persona, right? Come on.
We can't. No.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, no, we can't.
Oh, interesting. I do like really like Persona a lot.
Did you play Persona 4 Golden?
I think I played a couple of hours of 3 and 4 on my Vita, and I didn't finish either one.
4 might be my
favorite.
favorite, and it's probably one of my favorite games ever made.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah. Should I play it on Game Pass?
You definitely should.
Okay.
You definitely should.
I think 3 is the one I played the most other than 5, but it might have been 4. Which one has Chie?
Chie is 4.
Oh. Okay, no, then 4 is the one I've played the most other than 5.
Yeah, Chie is 4. It's really good. 3 I've played but never finished, and I'm hoping to fix that now that it's on Game Pass. Although I owned it on PSP. I don't know why I never, but I didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Yeah. I guess it'll be slightly unfortunate because that means I've played like 10 hours of it already, but hopefully I won't remember.
10 is like 1/10 of that game, so good luck.
Right. Yeah. But that's my issue with games is like having to go through a long portion that I've already done again is like asking a lot.
Yep. I agree.
But we'll see. I'll try. I like Persona. Probably be a long time till we get 6, so might as well play 4.
Maybe 4 or 5 years at this rate.
Yeah. All right, so 4 can stay. I think Mass Effect 3 should stay.
It's already Journey should, man. No question.
Yeah, I know. I think Journey should stay.
Okay.
Do you feel that way?
There are some things on this list I would keep over Journey, but I love Journey.
Yeah. And you know, my experience with Journey is like had no idea what it was, played it on a total whim, and it blew my fucking mind. Like I was just like, holy shit, and just like I'll follow those developers and that composer and like anyone whose hands were on that game in any way to like the time. because they made like some good shit.
Yep. I mean, I had played Flower before Journey,
Yeah, same.
so I was a little bit looking forward to Journey in the sense I knew the company could make something good, but I
Right.
was
Yeah.
absolutely blown away by how good Journey actually was.
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared. I get thinking about my first time playing through Journey makes me a little bit emotional. Like
Yeah.
it's that good. But there are things on this list that I feel even stronger about. So
Hmm. Okay. Well, the only reason Journey wasn't on my list is because I didn't see it. So
yeah.
I'm down to Bolden Journey, but if you don't feel that way, then we should move it down.
Um,
But
I'll bold it.
all right.
I'll bold it. All right. I'm going to do you a favor because I'm looking at this list. I think we can cut Spec Ops the line.
Yeah, I agree. But it
Really good
deserved.
game.
Yeah, it deserved a spot for a moment.
Aged like milk.
For sure.
Aged like milk, but at the time,
For a moment.
at the fucking time, I would say for the next few years after that game came out, it was pretty unbelievable that it existed. Like that game was pretty special.
Yeah, agreed.
Interesting choices for that game, but yeah, definitely. There's better shit now. In retrospect,
Yeah.
just curious, how many games do we have left here? I'm gonna go back through the list. I'm gonna read off what we have left. Actually,
We have 17
we
on
do
the
have.
top page.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna do this. Let's actually take a quick break,
Okay.
and then I'll read through the remaining games, and we'll finish off. All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Ready to wrap this bad boy up?
Oh yeah.
We're back from pissing.
Yeah. Facts.
Anything else? Did you do anything else while you were gone?
You know, maybe I did, maybe I didn't.
Man, now that's mystery.
Yeah. Find out next time.
Yeah.
And next time, I'll literally be like, by the way, I did this during the break last time.
Last time? Perfect. I
Yeah.
hope you remember.
Yeah. I might.
Big might.
Yeah, huge.
We're back. Okay, I'm going to read the list that we have left. We have Persona 4 Golden, Mass Effect 3, Journey, Fire Emblem Awakening, Dishonored, XCOM Enemy Unknown, Max Payne 3, Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, Assassin's Creed 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, Darksiders 2, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale, SCP Containment Breach, Is Origins?
I genuinely don't know how it's pronounced.
Great. That means we can cut it.
No!
Skullgirls. Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning.
I know how it's spelled.
That is our top 10. That is our in progress top 10 games of 2012. So,
yeah.
we were discussing what to cut next, I believe.
Yep.
And I believe it was your turn, if I'm not mistaken. Last we cut Spec Ops: The Line.
Okay.
Which was me. So.
I'm kind of looking at Darksiders 2 right now.
Yeah.
Really great franchise, really, and good game, very fun. But I think it can go.
I could see it. I could see it going. I like it.
I would literally take something back from the bottom over Darksiders 2, and I don't even mean that in like a bad way to Darksiders 2.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it's like a good sequel. It's like another thing where it's just like it's not really breaking the mold. It just is a good video game. And I mean it is.
It's
so
better than
fucking
Darksiders
fun.
1.
Yeah, it's yeah, I agree.
Better than Darksiders 1, but I think it's too long.
Yeah.
It's fucking really long. By the end of it, I was sick of it.
Yeah.
But I think Darksiders 2 is the perfect example of what a sequel should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is that it improves on everything the first one did and adds a lot of content that maybe you don't want.
Yeah. No, I do agree. That is like for sure.
Okay. I'm going to throw you a curveball here. I think we should bold XCOM.
I would take XCOM over some of these other ones, so that's fine.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to create a separate list with just the bolded games.
That's up to you.
Really?
Yeah, I think I mean, I'm fine either way is all I mean.
Just to organize it.
Yeah, right. If that's fine.
So we can see what really matters right now.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like at this point, these bolded games are probably not going to be unbolded.
No, definitely not. You can't unbold. That's permanent.
Yeah.
And so are we not boldening Persona 4? Because I tried to take that off.
You did. I would bold it personally. But you know.
We can bold in Persona 4. That's fine.
All right.
That's a great game. Incredible.
So wait. Oh, sorry. Are we? Dishonored gets, and in huge news, Dishonored gets on twice.
If anything was going to, it would have to be Dishonored.
Are we bolding XCOM? Bear in mind, we have 5 games here that are bolded.
So only 5 more get bolded.
Correct.
I think I would bold 5 other things. Let me see.
Then XCOM?
Hold on. 1, 2. And then it gets kind of murky. So yeah, I'm down with bolding XCOM. Yeah, that's fine. I like XCOM than like more than most of those left. But so where does that leave Fire Emblem, which is like XCOM adjacent and also a really good video game?
It doesn't make my list. If I'm looking at this list of games that I have highlighted that's not bolded, Fire Emblem is weaker than some other games on here.
All right, then let's get rid of it now.
You agree, right?
I think so.
Okay. My cat is standing up in protest.
There's like one thing I kind of want to make sure doesn't make it, so I'm going to bring it up now.
Okay.
That's Black Ops 2.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, cool.
I'm fine with that.
I think we're getting somewhere then.
I think
Well, this is
it's a
interesting.
really good game. You know what the craziest thing about Black Ops 2 is? That it has a branching storyline. I think that's fucking nuts. But
I think Black Ops 2 is really good.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know if it's that Call of Duty in general kind of has a bad taste in my mouth at this point. So I like the idea of having it in any top 10 list of mine makes me sick. Or if these games are just actually better than Black Ops 2, because Black Ops 2 is one of my favorite Call of Duties.
Mhm.
And I can only say that I even really like 2 or 3 of them. So,
okay.
you know,
Mhm.
I think, you know, Black Ops 2 is good. It was really, really good.
Okay.
But yeah.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
All right. Is it your turn?
Yep. I think it's time, Crossley.
I'm ready.
It's time to kill Skullgirls.
That's fine.
It's a good game. We gave it its due.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
All right. How are we feeling about? I'm pretty sure you're going to want to keep this, but how do we feel about Max Payne?
Very strongly.
Yeah, I thought so. We can keep Max Payne. I agree. That's an insanely good game. Is it the best Max Payne? I don't.
It's up there. I mean, 2 is probably the best, but 3 is
Okay.
not far behind. I mean,
Right.
Max Payne 3 is a really insanely good game, and the number of
So
people who hate that game is shocking to me.
Is 3 the one that like adds the game mechanic, or does every Max Payne just have the game mechanic? Do you know what I'm
Bullet
talking
time?
about?
They all have it.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a Max Payne 1 feature, but it gets better in every
Right.
game.
Right.
The story of 3 is where people have an issue.
Oh, really?
Because
Do
it's
you
the
have
one
an
where
issue?
he's in Brazil and he gets drunk all the time and is upset.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing. I think it's well written, but I like nihilism. I'm a sad man, and I like sad men.
Yeah, I've only heard good things about it, so I didn't even know there was any discourse. I just thought Max Payne was unanimously the greatest in every way.
It's the first game that's written by Rockstar instead of Remedy.
Oh.
So Sam Lake.
Oh, isn't it cool that they're coming back to make it though?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're remaking the first one, which I think is
I'm
insanely
excited about
awesome.
that. Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Shout out to Remedy.
Yeah. Yeah, Remedy wrote and developed 1 and 2. 2 was published by Rockstar, and then they basically got to keep the rights.
So did they develop but not write 3, or they just weren't involved?
Remedy, they were not involved in 3 at all.
Okay.
Yeah, they were working on Alan Wake at the time.
Okay. Cool.
Good game. Alan Wake's a good game.
All right, so let's give it the bold.
Okay.
And then your move.
I think shit. I think Dream Drop Distance doesn't make this list.
If that's how you feel, then let's do it.
I mean, you're welcome to fight me on that. I feel like I'm looking at
all
some
of
these
these are on my list, so I'm winning every time now. It's really, honestly, you should be the one that picks from here on out, because all of these are on my list.
But it's fun making you cut one of the games that you love. It's like in Heavy Rain when he has to cut off one of his fingers.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm down.
Okay. Dream Drop Distance. I mean, is there one you'd rather cut on this list than that? We're just narrowing down. We're trying to get down to. I mean, we need to cut.
Not really. I guess
we need to cut 3 of these. I guess
if I was going to cut anything else other than this, it'd probably be Assassin's Creed 3. But I don't really want to cut Assassin's. I just think or maybe SCP.
See,
I think that was going to be my next cut was SCP. So,
really okay. I felt like SCP is like a solid 10. It's like we're awarding it, but I could also cut it. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
because like, whereas for me now at this point, like SCP would be the thing I guess I technically enjoyed the least as a video game, whereas every other thing I like enjoyed a lot as a video game, whereas SCP is kind of like an experience.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll move SCP.
In an objectively bad video game. Unfortunately.
I wouldn't even say bad, it's just it's got some issues for sure.
It's I mean, it's low budget. They did what
it's
they could.
It's a passion project. That's what you say about something that you think isn't that good, but you still respect. It's a passion project.
Yeah. There you go.
Let's see. So we need to cut 2 more.
Yes.
One
each.
I would cut Battle Royale. I would cut PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale personally. But we could. I mean, you could let me know what you would want to cut instead. But that, to me, looking at this list, I mean, you made a pretty impassioned argument for Ys Origin, which I respect, and that game is like more interesting to me now because of what you said. So I'm kind of into it.
Really good.
I absolutely think that Kingdom Hearts is weak, but if you really love it, then it belongs on the list. I think Assassin's Creed 3 is pretty good.
I think we cut Battle Royale and Kingdom Hearts.
Wow. Kingdom Hearts, really?
Yeah.
You feel that strongly about Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning?
Yep. For sure. That's one of my favorite games ever. That's not even a question.
I can get behind this. All right. Okay. Goodbye.
And it's crazy. This list, as it is now, has some of my favorite games of all time on it. Like, literally, which is crazy.
Okay. Now we need to start numbering. I'm going to start with number 10. I think Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning is number 10.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think Assassin's Creed 3 is number 9. Give me a different number 9 then.
No, that's fine.
Number 1 is Dishonored.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Is like, I know what my number 1 is. I don't know about all the others.
Okay. Thank God we agree on that, dude. If we didn't agree on that, we would be in trouble.
Yeah.
I could see Mass Effect 3 maybe in the bottom half. I mean, at this point, all these games are really fucking good, so it's kind of hard. But maybe number 5 for Mass Effect 3.
That's fine, yeah.
I mean, it's. I'm like talking myself through it. I mean, Mass Effect 3 is a really fucking good game. I mean, spoken to somebody who just played it,
right?
Like last year, a year or 2 ago. But I mean, I think. Wow, was that already? That was already like 2 years ago, huh?
No, you did that last year. I thought.
Is it 2021 or 2?
2, I thought.
Shit, man, I can't keep track. But
I thought, I thought you did that last year.
Okay, okay. Mass Effect 3 is really good. What's number 2? You have a number 2?
If we're talking about me personally, it's Ys Origin for sure, no doubt. But as this is a group effort, I could see it being Dark Souls. I could see it being Journey or Persona.
I
In fact,
think,
I think those should be in the top in some order.
yeah, I could see Journey as number 2.
Yeah, that's fine.
That makes sense to me. Dark Souls is number 3.
That's fine too. So Persona 4 should be number 4.
And then Is number 5.
That's totally fine.
I'm fascinated by that game. I need to play it now. Oops.
I'm going to reinstall it. We've talked about it a little too much, even if it's just saying its name wrong like 10 times. I really love that game.
6 is Mass Effect 3. I think that actually the rest of this list kind of falls into place now. 7 is XCOM. 8 is Max Payne. And then 9 is Assassin's Creed 3. And 10 is Kingdoms of Amalur.
My only thing is I would maybe put XCOM last, honestly, but it's fine if it doesn't.
Okay. Why do you say that?
I just don't care about it as much as everything else, I guess.
I'll make that compromise for you, even though it's maybe a little bit fucked up.
But overall, solid.
Feel good about this?
Yeah, fine. How do you feel?
I think it's great.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
We done?
I think we've done it.
We've done it. We've ranked the top 10 games of 2012.
We done did it.
Okay, you want to read it?
Sure, why not? So in order, I feel like the last time I read numbered things and I read the numbers before each one, it was just weird and I regretted it like halfway through and I was like, wow, I really shouldn't have. But anyway, so this time I'm not going to read the numbers. I don't know if that needed an explanation, but anyway.
Do whatever you want, man. That's
yeah. I just remember when we did the character list thing. I don't know. At the end, I read all the numbers before every character. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is like making it take way longer.
We need to get back to that, by the way. I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah, same. I've gotten a few submissions too. So
good. All right, we'll do it next time.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, so our top 10 games of 2012 are Dishonored, Journey, Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, Persona 4 Golden, Ys Origin, Mass Effect 3, Max Payne 3, Assassin's Creed 3, Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, and XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Great list. I love the trio of 3s there in the middle.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
It's a good list. Really good list. I feel like this represents both of our fucked up eclectic taste. There's not a single fucking shooter on this list.
Yeah,
Oh, I guess Max Payne 3, actually. Sorry.
Yeah, there were many shooters at one point, and then they got the axe.
Yeah, they didn't make the cut, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing list. I think Dishonored. It's funny, the game that's number 1 we talked about the least, but it's because I feel like we talk about Dishonored pretty often.
Yeah, what can you even say? It's the best game of its time.
It would easily make my top 10 of all time, and it's a stupendous achievement in every aspect of game design, from art to gameplay to story, technical. It was beautiful when it came out. I mean, I think it's just absolutely an incredible video game journey, an emotional experience all the way through. I think that the game we didn't talk about that much, I guess, two that we didn't talk about that much. Max Payne 3. I think if there's a Max Payne game that is the most playable of the three right now, it's that one.
Yeah.
It feels good to play, but more than anything, I think the soundtrack, the visual language of that game, it's really cinematic. It has the Rockstar level of polish to it that games often don't see. Same with like something like LA Noire, right? Like if you like LA Noire, then Max Payne 3 is right up there in terms of quality. Um, and neither of them, are like considered the best Rockstar games, right? I mean, LA Noire technically was a Team Bondi game, but you could feel the Rockstar influence on that. So
Yeah.
and then they fucking, Team Bondi was owned by Rockstar and then got shut down immediately after. So, XCOM Enemy Unknown is one of those games that I think about the day that game came out, and I feel good. Like, I remember the day XCOM came out, and I stayed up. I think Tyler was living with me at the time, and I remember we were both playing it separately in our separate rooms.
Yeah.
And I just stayed up all night playing it, and I like compared notes with him or something the next day or something like that.
Yeah.
Great game. XCOM 2 I think is weaker personally.
Really? Okay.
I like it. I like it a lot, but I think they muddied the game design a little bit by adding a lot of things. Because I think XCOM is kind of the platonic ideal of that game. It's like exactly the hits. It's exactly what you need. You got your meat and potatoes, and you don't need much else. There's some carrots in there. XCOM 2 made it into, they started adding fancy shit. They were like, what if we put Dijonnaise in this? I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Crossley, for doing this with me. I thought it was fun.
Of course. Definitely.
I was looking forward to recording again. I think we're on a roll, man. We've done like a bunch in the last couple months.
Killing it.
We have listeners.
Yeah, the fans are going wild.
The fans are going crazy. We got to keep it up, man.
On God.
Gamers gone wild, dude.
Are we about to game?
We're about to game. Let's game. Thank you all for listening. This has been another episode of the Infinite Scale podcast. We'll see you next time. What's up?
You're
like, I forgot a game.
No, that would be funny. No, I did a thing. I don't know. I wanted to bring this up at some point, but I didn't know when, and then I forgot. I did AI art for Infinite Scale to see what would happen.
Oh.
And I don't know if you want me to send that to you now so you can live react to it here.
Yeah, let's do it. We're here.
Okay.
We may as well.
There's not that many. I think I did. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And what sucks is that whoever's listening can't see this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we should try to describe it or just, whatever. I don't think it's necessarily describable though.
Okay, this first one is just a landscape. It looks like a sci-fi planet.
Yeah.
There's some structures that are like hard to make out. But it's good. It looks like this is an album cover. This looks like an album cover.
Right? It is kind of album cover territory.
There's like an alien planet, like a horizon. There's like a falling star, and then like a planet or a moon or something hovering in the atmosphere.
Right.
This one is also very similar. The sun is extremely
similar.
bright.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm not sure which one of those I like more. Actually, two is pretty good.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay. All right. Let's see it. Okay, this is actually, I think I like this third one the most. It's like
I like it a lot, especially if you like were to consider where it splits and like had like you could zoom there and then like have the square just be the split. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a strange choice where it splits. I actually like it kind of as it is. It's like
I do too. Yeah.
it's like the left side is like a geyser or something or some kind of weird landscape, and then the right side is another dark landscape like a mountain. But there's a line down the middle, and it's like two separate images, and one's like in black and white.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. This last one is also pretty good. It looks like a Star Wars concept art to me.
Yeah. I think this one's my favorite.
The last one?
Yeah.
I think I actually like number 3 a lot.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a weird one. I might save that for something. I don't know what, but we support artists here, folks. AI art, regular art. We support artists.
On God.
The I guess I should say the art for all of the Infinite Scales so far was done by my friend and yours, Sean Peterson. So shout out to Sean for painstakingly making some art, and then shout out to Crossley for typing some words into a chat and then generating these images.
Yep, I did that.
These images look pretty sick, which is crazy because AI art is like the weirdest fucking thing. I don't even know how to feel about it.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. That's a podcast. Let's go play. I kind of want to play Dark Tide. I was like having a really good time yesterday. So let's play some Dark Tide. We'll see you guys on the flip. Peace out.